The world is a weird and wonderful place. From jaw-dropping landscapes that look straight out of an alien planet to eerie locations shrouded in mystery and paranormal activity, our planet is full of places so bizarre they almost don't seem real. These strange spots reveal the true variety of our world, with each one holding its own secrets and surprises. So, if you're ready for a journey through the most unbelievable corners of Earth, let's count down the top 15 strangest places in the world. Let's start with number 15, Jvis Bay, Australia. Well, Australia is not just a place where you can find kangaroos or the Great Barrier Reef. It's also home to one of the most jaw-dropping natural phenomena you'll ever witness. Take Jvis Bay, for instance. Sure, it boasts the whitest sand on the planet, which is cool if you're into that kind of thing, but that's not the real magic. No, most people come to Jvis Bay for a totally different reason: bioluminescence. After dark, the waters come alive with glowing plankton, lighting up the bay like something out of a fantasy movie. These glowing little critters, called noctiluca, or the more fitting sea sparkle, produce light through a chemical reaction when they're excited, kind of like nature's own neon sign. While bioluminescence is most commonly seen during the warmer months, you could get lucky any time of the year. So if you're ever in Australia, be sure to experience this glowing wonder. You'll feel like you've stepped into another world. Number 14, Devil's Bridge, Kromlau, Germany. There are multiple places around the world that have been named Devil's Bridge due to some sort of supernatural connection, but the most well-known one is located in the German town of Kromlau. Known as Rakotsbrücke, this stunning structure was built in the 1860s, and it's like something straight out of a dream. The bridge's unique parabolic design creates a perfect circle when its reflection meets the water below, making it look almost otherworldly. It's so flawless that many locals once believed it could only have been built with some kind of supernatural help. The way the bridge seems to defy gravity, holding that perfect shape between the sky and the water, adds to its haunting beauty. Rakotsbrücke's eerie elegance makes it one of the most mystical places you'll ever see, and it's easy to understand why it's become a symbol of the strange and the unexplained. Well, you look at this. It reminds you of Game of Thrones, too. Number 13, Kawaan Lake, Indonesia. If you're looking for a place that's both terrifying and absolutely mind-blowing, Kawaan Lake and its volcano should be at the top of your list. Imagine this: sulfuric gases erupting from the ground, catching fire the moment they hit the air, like a bizarre, fiery science experiment gone wild. These flames shoot up to 16 feet in the air, glowing a freaky electric blue, as if the mountain decided to start its own rave. Meanwhile, liquid sulfur oozes down the volcano's slopes, looking like molten blue lava from a sci-fi movie. It's so surreal, it's hard to believe it's real. But don't be fooled. This isn't just some pretty light show. The area is highly dangerous, with toxic gases lurking around every corner. Still, it's hard to resist the urge to stare, as if you've stumbled upon nature's own haunted carnival. Only, you know, with fewer clowns and a lot more fire. Number 12, Lake Hillier, Australia. We wouldn't ever claim to be expert limnologists. That's a fancy word for lake scientists, by the way. But we do know enough about lakes to realize they're usually, well, not pink. Yet, here's Lake Hillier, a saline lake on Middle Island in Western Australia, flaunting a bubblegum pink hue that'll make your jaw drop. Now, it's not your typical lake color. Nope. It's all thanks to algae, halobacteria, and some other funky microbes that come together to create this vibrant, almost magical scene. And before you start thinking of taking a dip, it's safe to say it's not exactly a swimming spot. The lake is pretty remote, making it tricky to get to, but the best way to see it is by hopping on a scenic flight. So if you're ever in the mood for a lakeside view that's as weird as it is beautiful, make sure to check out Lake Hillier. It's pink, It's peculiar, and it's one of a kind. Number 11. Rainbow River, Colombia. The name pretty much says it all. Caño Cristales, or Colombia's Rainbow River, is a vibrant spectacle you've got to see to believe. Flowing through the stunning Serranía de la Macarena National Park, this river is like nature's very own masterpiece, bursting with red, yellow, purple, and green hues that seem to dance with every change in the light. The colors shift throughout the day, making it feel like you're staring at a living painting. The standout red comes from the Macarenia clavigera plants that grow on the riverbed, giving the water a fiery glow. But it's not just the plants. The many waterfalls only add to the drama, creating a scene that's almost too perfect to be real. This breathtaking sight is often called the River of Five Colors, and it's easy to see why. If you're ever in Colombia, this river should be at the top of your bucket list. It's a rainbow you can touch. Number 10. Chocolate Hills, Philippines. Well, before you get too excited, let's clear one thing up. The chocolate hills in the Bohol province of the Philippines are not made of chocolate. Sorry to disappoint. But they're still pretty sweet in their own way. These hills are covered in grass that turns a rich brown color during the dry season, giving them their chocolatey appearance. It's one of the quirkiest natural wonders you'll ever lay eyes on. With around 1/800 of these perfectly shaped mounds scattered across the landscape, no one can quite agree on the exact number. But does it really matter? It's the chocolatey vibe that steals the show. The hills are a top tourist spot in the Philippines, drawing travelers from all over to witness this bizarre, stunning landscape. Whether you're hiking to the top for a panoramic view or just snapping photos, the chocolate hills are an unforgettable treat for your eyes, and maybe not for your taste buds, unfortunately. Number 9. Thors Well USA. Some folks like to call it the drain pipe of the Pacific, but let's be real, that's just a bit too gross. We'll stick with the name Thors Well, a mesmerizing sinkhole that seems to swallow the ocean whole. Picture this. Massive waves crash against the rocky coastline, only to disappear into the depths of this mysterious abyss, as if the ocean itself is being sucked into some kind of watery black hole. It's thrilling to watch, but don't get too close. You definitely don't want to risk being pulled into the underworld for an all-expenses-paid trip to, well, somewhere no one wants to go. Located a few miles south of Yakuts in Oregon's Cape Perpetua scenic area, this natural wonder is made of rough basalt rock and has become a must-see for adventurers and photographers alike. Just don't plan on swimming here. This well's got a habit of swallowing everything in its path. Number 8. Pamukkale, Turkey. Pamukkale, which translates to Cotton Castle, couldn't have a more fitting name for this breathtaking natural wonder in western Turkey. Imagine a landscape of white, terraced pools filled with crystal-clear thermal waters cascading down like nature's own version of cotton candy. For centuries, visitors have flocked here, hoping to soak in the healing waters and rejuvenate both body and soul. It wasn't until it was designated a UNESCO World Heritage Site that Pamukkale's beauty was truly protected and preserved for future generations. While the nearby ruins of Hierapolis might not blow your mind, Pamukkale itself is an unforgettable sight. The sight of these stunning pools formed by mineral-rich hot springs is nothing short of magical. Whether you're dipping your toes or simply gazing at the surreal landscape, the Cotton Castle is a place that never fails to leave visitors in awe. All right, now let's move to the super strange place. Number 7. Danakil Depression, Ethiopia. If aliens exist on Earth, they exist here. Situated in Ethiopia, this bizarre landscape looks like it was pulled straight from a sci-fi movie. Formed by the divergence of 3 tectonic plates, the area is a hotbed of geothermal activity, boasting lava lakes, acidic springs, and a kaleidoscope of otherworldly features. Known as the hottest place on the planet, this title isn't given lightly. During summer, Temperatures here can soar to a blistering 55-degree size, turning the air into a stifling furnace. The intense heat, paired with the alien-like scenery of bubbling sulfur springs and colorful mineral deposits, creates a surreal environment that feels more like another planet than Earth. A true testament to the power of nature, the Danakil Depression is a place where you'll feel like you're standing on the edge of the world, with the heat and landscape combining to make it utterly unforgettable. Number 6. Tianzi Mountains, China. The Tianzi Mountains in China aren't your run-of-the-mill mountain peaks. These towering spires look like something straight out of a dystopian novel, as if they were designed for a world where only the strongest survive. With their jagged, otherworldly shapes, these peaks rise dramatically from the earth, creating an almost apocalyptic landscape that's as breathtaking as it is eerie. Located in Zhangjiajie, Hunan Province, these mountains are easily accessible, but to truly appreciate their grandeur, you'd need the perspective of a bird. The sheer verticality of these rock formations gives you the feeling that you've stepped into a lost world, one where the land has defied all expectations of what nature can do. Surrounded by mist, the peaks take on an ethereal glow, creating a landscape that feels like a scene from another planet. Whether you're exploring by foot or from the safety of a cable car, the Tianzi Mountains are nothing short of jaw-dropping. Number 5. Green Bridge of Wales. Natural arches are strange and beautiful no matter where they are, whether carved by time in the rugged mountains of Bosnia or standing proudly in Utah's Arches National Park. But the Green Bridge of Wales? Well, that's something truly special. Nestled along the Pembrokeshire coast, this striking arch seems almost fragile against the backdrop of the wild, windswept sea. The surrounding landscape adds a sense of peaceful isolation, and there's quiet poetry in the way the arch rises from the cliffs. It feels like the sort of place where time stands still, where the world pauses for a breath. Located in the Castlemartin military area, however, it's not exactly the easiest spot to get to. Be sure to check ahead for access, as military activities often restrict visits. But once you're there, the arch, with its graceful curve and stunning view, will make the journey worth it. Number 4. Champagne Pool, New Zealand. We aren't entirely sure if swimming in champagne sounds fantastic or just really sticky, but New Zealand's Champagne Pool well and truly deserves its spot on our collection of weird and wonderful places around the world. This fascinating pool, some 30 kilometers southeast of Rotorua, isn't actually filled with champagne, but it gets the name from the constant flow of carbon dioxide gas, giving it a bubbling characteristic similar to that oh-so-luxurious beverage. If you can brave the heat, then take a dip in this stunning natural wonder. All right, now let's move to number 3. Spotted Lake, Canada. Tucked away in British Columbia, Canada, Spotted Lake, known to the First Nations as Kliluk, looks like it's straight out of a sci-fi movie. This small lake is loaded with a bizarre mix of minerals, from calcium and sodium sulfates to traces of silver and titanium. When the summer heat causes the water to evaporate, the result is a series of strange circular deposits that give the lake its spotted look. The surreal scene is otherworldly, with each mineral deposit creating its own little patch of color. In summer, visitors can walk around the deposits, but there's an eerie vibe in the air, like something might jump out at any moment. It's easy to see why locals treat this place with such reverence. The combination of natural beauty and mysterious, almost alien-like features makes Spotted Lake one of the most unique places you'll ever encounter. Number 2. Jiangye, China. It's hard not to think the Jiangye Mountains are some sort of surreal painting, but trust us, this vibrant landscape is 100% real. The striking swirls of red, orange, yellow, and green are the result of millions of years of mineral deposits shifting and evolving in ways that nature itself couldn't predict. These mountains weren't always on China's radar, though. It took quite a bit of time before anyone truly appreciated their beauty. Now, Jang is a protected gem, and several well-placed observation decks give visitors the perfect view without disturbing the delicate landscape. The result? You can snap your photos and take in the mesmerizing scenery without any guilt. The colors look almost too perfect to be natural, but they are. Mother Nature really outdid herself here, and it's no surprise that this place is quickly becoming one of the country's most jaw-dropping sights. Number 1. Darvaza Gas Crater, Turkmenistan. If you've always wanted to visit the gates of hell, you better get your skates on. Not the actual gates of hell, that will have to wait for the afterlife. But Turkmenistan is planning on closing its Darvaza gas crater soon. The crater's been burning for decades, lighting up the night sky with one of the most intense, jaw-dropping views on Earth. People from all over the world flock here to witness a sight that looks straight out of a post-apocalyptic movie. So how did it start? Well, nobody really knows. But we can't help but imagine Beelzebub himself flicking a lighter in the middle of the desert. The gas pit, which burns continuously, has become a hotspot for daring travelers looking to experience something truly otherworldly. So, if you've ever dreamed of standing at the edge of hell, now's your chance before it's snuffed out for good. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you in the next one.